Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Today I'm joined by Max with the Volvo, aka Mad Max, aka Heart of a fucking breadcrumb. How you doing, Max? All right, kid.
Oh, well, bit 8 o'clock in the morning is a bit abusive, isn't you? For 8 o'clock in the morning.
I'm early riser, aren't I, mate? It's a mission I'm on now, mate. Things are going fantastic for me. I've worked hard. I've been in this to get in this position 4 years. We're doing this channel 4 years in November, and you know it's. I'm happy where we're at now. There's things lined up, and I just don't want to mess it up. So get behind me, because we're going places. But you know, I'm not gonna do it smoking weed all night, laying in bed while dinner time, am I? Because I'm not getting outdone. So I'm up early and I'm to bed late. So you know, I'm in bed. You know,
You're 18 hours a day, aren't you, man? Yeah, I always see you at it. Yeah, I mean.
18 hours, mate. Train every day, and I'm in a good routine now, and I'm getting a lot done. So I'm really happy where I'm at in my life. So and it ain't about money for me, but because if you're good at something, the money will come. I've never got me out in my life anyway, but I've always tried to get on, but whether it be by hook or by crook. But this time, you know, I'm doing something that I enjoy, so I don't look at it as work. I'm having time of my life, and you know, if people will keep abusing me, think that they can derail me, they're not, because it spurs me on. Because I come in here earlier, I train harder.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and I'll give you that. I admire you for that, mate.
Well, you've been here at 6 in the morning, and I've been training in there, haven't you?
Yeah. No, I've seen you. Yeah. Got a nice little setup there.
What it is, I finished training, and I just sit here with my Sharpie pen, and I write down what comes to me. It comes into my head, and then I just not. Then I turn the camera on that one there, or this one here, or we have a company coming a couple of times a month, you know, film me. So we're going places, aren't we? And you know, I started it in my shed, and you know, there's doors opening for me now, so I'm in a really good position. And I give myself a pat on the back, and I'm my harshest critic. But I met you through social media. You got in touch with me. You've known me, you know, a few months now. You weren't big on Mick at the beginning, but now you were now with Mickey Theo t-shirt on, because you've met Mick and he's all right, isn't he?
You know what? I can't really argue with Mick. He's, you know what? He's he's a humble guy. And he's a really nice fella. To be honest, you can't help but to like him.
Representing.
Hey, where's my hat? Need my hat.
I'll get you one. I think there's only two. I think there's only mine and Mick's, but I'll get you one. I'll see what I can do. I need to get a hoodie for some guy for his lad. I think Mick said he was going to sort it, and he hadn't sorted it. Mick, don't forget to sort that lad's hoodie out. He's only 11. Don't let me down. Yeah. But other than that, did you enjoy it over there in Manchester? I know we didn't see you for long, but
yeah, obviously it's a flying visit, but yeah, I do like it, and I do like all what we're trying to do here, because to be fair, Pucks, you know, John needs to answer a few things. Yeah, 14th is the deadline. I think what will happen is it will go quite, because I think in his weird way, in his mind, John, yeah, he loves this. He loves this. And he gets hard on it. Then when it goes all quiet and it becomes irrelevant, he'll drag it up again. He will. Then that's when he will need Mickey.
Well, thanks for warning him about that, Max. I mean, fucking hell, have you ever been on a big job?
Well, it's opinions. This is like just being in the pub, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Look, John, any person who says, "Oh, I don't like being put on a billboard," look, they secretly love it, don't they? I've heard back of somebody who knows Dennis Hobson. He was working himself up into a frenzy because he'd been put on a billboard. Then once he'd settled down, he was like, "Yeah, this is cool. Any PR is good PR." Look, they've all got big egos, but they're also insecure. Like most people in the boxing industry, they're all insecure. But if you step out of line and start chatting shit talkers, I'll be there. If they chat shit in my company or on my watch, and that ice breaks, I will be underneath it, mate, with a billboard.
Do you think Dennis will come on?
I think what?
Do you think Dennis will come on?
He's been on, is it 50 times, 57 times, 58 times or something? Obviously, you know, I had easy access to him, didn't I, when I was in his life every day, you know, and, you know, going all over the place with him. But yeah, Dennis will come on once he's calmed down. But, you know, I'm not going to give him an easy run. You know, there's a lot of things been said. There's a lot of things that I can't say that's going on behind the scenes. You know, a couple of people keep having a pop and that. There's a few things I'm not happy with. And everything I've said on my channel, I will say to his face. He don't bother me. Yeah. You know that, don't you? You know.
Yeah, I know. I know you too well.
So all that about I'm going behind his back and that, what? I told him to get fucked. I left him in Leeds, drove off with his 70 grand car, and told him to his face 4 months later in Bulgaria, and we had a rumble there. He don't bother me. I won't let anybody take liberties with me, big or small, rich or poor. I don't have it. I don't have it. But obviously I can't reply to everybody. You know, we're getting, you know, there's 60, 70 people a day want to get at it with me. What am I going to do? Fight everybody? Everybody who makes a video. You can't fight everyone. What am I going to fight everybody who makes a video? Or everybody who comes on channel who abuses me? Well, no, it's going to get done. It's just going to go into a slanging match, isn't it? There's got to be some perspective. Otherwise, D's here will say ta-ta, and I'm not going to ruin that for myself, am I? So there has to be some perspective. With all this calling people out and this and that. A lot of people have a lot to say on social media, but not many people are as straight and upfront as me. I know that because I have people in the game, well-respected people who say they wish they could say what I do, but they've got fighters and they want to do the best for them. And I understand that. I understand that. But I wish that a lot of people who confide in me, and I don't drop anybody in it, I have to go around the avenues when I tell a story. I'm like trying to give people clues all the time in my videos without dropping people in. And a lot of people are starting to twig onto it now. I'm trying to give them a storyline without saying it. So it's to keep people out of it. But I just wish a lot of people who do confide in me would go on the social medias and say, but I can understand that they've got fighters. And they're always going to be in the sport because we are boxing. For a lot of people, they're not going to go and get a job in a building site. They're not like me, who I can probably turn my hand to anything because I've got something about myself. I have had something about myself ever since I was a kid. So not everybody can do that. Some people can only do one thing, and without that, they probably go into depression and stuff like that. It's why a lot of boxers, when they come out of the sport, if they haven't made any money, they end up on skid row. Them that have made money turn to cocaine and they don't know what they're doing because they haven't got anything else. You know, Ricky Hatton, Calzaghe, people like that. There's a few other people that have turned to cocaine who've made money in boxing, and I'm not going to give their names up. But the point I want to make is not everybody can do something else, so they have to protect what they've got, and they're not going to come out and speak because if you come out and say anything, you're going to get blackballed by board, you're going to get no favours, you're going to get blackballed by certain promoters, and then you're fucked out. And a lot of other people, they align themselves with certain promoters, like, for example, Penfold up here. He's in bed with Eddie Hearn, right? Yeah. Bellew's in bed with Eddie Hearn. When Eddie Hearn's gone out of the sport, and he will go, where are they going to go? They're not going to go with begging bowl, are they, to Frank Warren? No. Because they lose face, wouldn't they? So where are they going to go? They'd have to promote themselves, wouldn't they? Put their own stuff on. But they're not going to use their own money. Eubank. No, I think Eubank could work with Frank Warren again because they're whores, aren't they? Whores will do that. Now, Bellew and Caldwell are whores, but I know they couldn't go back to Frank. They couldn't do it because it would destroy him. It would destroy them having to work with Frank Warren. But we're going to see, aren't we? Because a lot's been said behind the scenes. I know a lot of what's going on, but so they're not. A lot of people, I just wish, would come out and just say it as it is. Just say it as it is. Stop beating about the bush. Like John Fury says, just be real people and you'll wake up the better person for it. On the hard road.
Turn up.
I'll tear you apart. But right, what shape are you in at the moment, Max? Are you in good shape? Are you training?
Training. We're just waiting for the next fight. What Harry wants to bring to me next fight. That's what I'm waiting for, really. That's where I am. It's just ticking over at the minute. The problem is with me, Russ. If I don't have a goal, let's say he goes, right, you're fighting in 11 weeks. I've got a goal then. I can go at it. Otherwise, it's just plodding, and that's my problem.
What's your record at the moment? Is it 4-2?
Yeah.
4-2 and now, so 4 wins, 2 losses at white collar heavyweight, right? The 2 losses that you had could have quite easily been wins for you, couldn't they, if you hadn't been a away fighter? So you could have been 6-0. Right. How was your fitness? Is that all right?
Decent.
You've not heard anything from Shane. They're not giving it airtime, are they, at the moment? I can understand that. Obviously, if John Fury don't fight me, you know you and Shane are not going to fight, don't you? And obviously,
yeah, I know that.
Yeah, and obviously me and Spencer Fury are not going to fight. Well, fair enough. They're obviously the bait, aren't they, to get John out? Fair enough. Anybody who can't see that stick. But they'd have to be on the card anyway. So why me and you are not on the card and Spencer and Shane anyway? So my idea, I know people might say, okay, you're talking rubbish, but got to put it on the card, aren't you? If people are going to be paying 50 quid to get in, aren't we? You know,
Exactly.
Better than 800 quid, isn't it, Eddie Earns show?
Yeah, exactly. At least it's going to be real. It's not going to be a put-up job, or it's going to be like sort of 2 people going at it.
What do you think about you and Shane 6 3-minute rounds? Do you think 4 3-minute rounds would be a bit better for you two?
4 3-minute rounds would work. And plus, I'm no disrespect to Shane here.
Yeah.
It's about as a pig the lad is at the minute, and he needs time on his side to get fit.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say John does come out and says, "Look, I will sign this." He would need 4 months at least, Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen little bits of him already. You know, he can hit the bag, and he is a little bit deadly. But he's got no footwork. So get him in a big ring, I think I'll screw him over. That's my personal opinion. But we've got a side bet, Russ. Yeah. Don't you worry, we have a side bet, and I'll be gladly to take that money off you and hand my palm out.
Well, we've got a century on. I've got Shane to knock you out, and you've got a century, 100 quid, saying that you beat Shane, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen he beats you. That's it. But we'll see, don't we? But I think, Max, that you've got the art of a fucking breadcrumb. I think you're all full of shit. I think
I keep saying.
I think you're just a rich kid. I think you're just a rich kid who's took boxing up.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish that was true, mate. I'd have a better car than a fucking Volvo.
Like a tank, that Volvo of yours, isn't it, Max? You know, Max is here in his Volvo.
Yeah, I mean, I would have. You've got more money than me, Porks, mate. Get out. Look at you with the Merc. Yeah, you can say some. Yeah, you've done well for yourself, the old Merc with like nice alloy wheels. Look at them bad boys. You know what I mean? So don't you go about all money, mate.
Are you still loved up, Max, with that Lincoln bird?
Yeah, she's a nice girl.
She's way above your weight there, aren't you, Max?
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that.
Just saying, you are. She watching?
Yeah, she watches. Don't you worry. She watches. I have to watch my P's and Q's sometimes. That's why. She's like, swearing a bit there, Max. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Pulls me up.
All right. Who have you got tonight? Lee Wood or Zulkan?
What do you reckon?
Well, Lee Wood's jumping up from Commonwealth level to world, isn't he?
Yeah.
You don't skip the levels, do you? Lee Wood.
Do you think it's going to be early stoppage?
I don't know so much early stoppage, but I think it'll be a stoppage. I think Lee Wood gets stopped tonight. If not, I think he gets beat comprehensively. But he's not a world level fighter, and I think people matching that tonight, they're trying to skip the levels yet again. And this is why Conor Ben gets beat when he steps up. But, you know, who am I to say anything? That every now and then, you know, a pig finds a truffle, doesn't he? So, or a dog finds a bone. So they might get lucky, but Lee Wood got flogged by Big Twinny Gavin McDonnell a few years ago. And I don't think he's improved since then. Just because he's with Ben Davison, and Ben Davison says, oh, I've had a lot of improvements. He's doing this now, he's doing that. He's even eating kangaroo meat, stronger, faster, quicker than the speeding bullet, all that shit, best camp ever and all that. Look, leopards don't change the spots, right? You don't go from Commonwealth level in a fight where you squeaked by the guy to win that belt to this kind of level. Do you know what I mean? Well, not squeaked, but look, you don't go from Commonwealth level to world level. You don't.
I'll do it.
Don't happen. So if he does, he got lucky. But I say he gets found out tonight, and then we're going to hear the Ben Davison excuses about how we've come this far and all this. All knackers, isn't it? It's knackers, mate.
Yeah. So, what do you think of Luke Campbell in a minute? They'll retire him.
Well, when he looks at his mantelpiece at home in his 7-bedroom mansion near Humber Bridge in swanky Humberside, when he's sat there in his £1.2 million gaff and looks on his mantelpiece and all he's got there is a Commonwealth title and an Olympic gold, he's going to think, I have had it off. And that's what he's done. He has had it off. He's set up for life, he's a millionaire, and he has won fuck all as a pro. So he's had it off, mate.
Do you think? Sorry.
No, I'm saying he's had it off like Dylan White. The can man, anybody who wants it can get it as long as you're shit and over 40.
Do you think if it was, because I do rate Campbell in flurries. Do you think if it was a different era, do you reckon he would have had a world title?
Yeah, I do. But he went for big fights with big money, and he's come out of it with a lot of money. This game is called prize fighting. Right? You've got to have a prize out of that job, haven't you? And he'll probably have a TV career now because he's pretty clean cut, says upright things, does upright things. But at the end of the day, he's like Tommy Coyle, isn't he? All they've got to show for it is a Commonwealth title apiece. And they both ended up with a few quid. Curtis Woodhouse is from the same area, started boxing at 26, 27. He's got a British title on mantelpiece. So, but British titles...
Yeah, he hasn't got half as much money.
Probably haven't got... Curtis, he's probably done it all in on bookies, hasn't he, Curtis? But the point I want to make is, Luke Campbell's got fuck all to show for it, legacy-wise, but he's got a few quid. Like Dylan White, what's he got to show for all his 6 pay-per-view shows? He's got a vacant British against Ian Lewinson. That's it. No Commonwealth, no European, not even fought for a will, but he's a millionaire. And is this how boxing is now? Are fighters not fighters, are they businessmen? Is that where we're heading now? Fighters are businessmen first and fighters second. Is that where we're heading? Because we need to get it in grey areas, black or white, we need to be in the middle.
It's quite interesting, Porky, when you're saying about Dylan White. You know, obviously me speaking to Dean White. Dean White claims, right? He claims Dylan White offered Joe Joyce. That's what he claims.
No, would never happen, hasn't happened, wouldn't dream of it happening. Poppycock, hogwash. Dean White, stop talking nonsense. Come on, Porky's Corner. I've got some questions for you.
Seriously, he claims it. I'll send you the voice.
Claims what? Do they want to fight Joe Joyce? You don't even look at Joe Joyce. Dylan White don't look at Joe Joyce. If he sees him, he looks down like that. Joe's over there. Joe's like that. Dylan White's like that. Anybody who wants it can get it. Where you at, Joyce? Well, Joe Joyce was there, but Dylan White didn't call him out. Dylan, you know you don't mention Joe Joyce's name. You didn't even dream about it.
Unless you got a bus pass.
I'm a sod, aren't
I? Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Gray, referee. Do you reckon he should be investigated?
What for the Tackham stoppage?
Well, I mean, he's been controversial. Like, so Lewis Ritson. I mean, I defended that against him because I thought he did all right there in that scenario. But I think that was where his old man threw the towel in that Lewis Ritson fight. His actual corner didn't. So, you know, I think that was a premature stoppage. That was a worse stoppage. You know, like Carl Froch against George Groves. You can tell when that first fight, that was the beginning of the end. You can tell, you can sense it. Whereas I think Tackham, in my opinion, had like still another few rounds left.
Let me just stop you there. When Froch set about Groves, he pinned him back onto ropes with a right hand. That's normally a 10-8, right? They usually stop it then and give it a 10-8. The ref let it carry on. It was 16 unanswered punches. Groves turned his back and slumped when he stopped it. Right, that was 16 unanswered blows. Fair enough, he was trying to make his son elusive and all that, but he weren't firing back. 16 unanswered punches. He shot his bolt the round before. The Cobra finishes like a steam train every fight. Ask Andre Ward. So Groves had a concussion as well, and they never Eddie Hearn never mentioned that because they wanted to build rematch. George Groves was kept in Manchester Hospital. He had a concussion, and it'll be in Howard Foster's book when he's retired because he can't set up now because he's a board official. So all you Groves fans that keep saying it was a bad stoppage, Howard Foster saved his life.
True,
mate. Because if he had a concussion then and they'd have carried on for the rest of round 9, 10, 11, 12, we could have had a dead body on our hands.
Right. But yeah, no, Tackham, I felt he had another around. I thought it was a tactic of wearing Joyce out, then he'll have another pip at him. That's what my personal opinion. Tackham weren't done. But, you know, who am I? So, you know, it's a shame, but, you know, he's going to fight Chistora next, isn't he? Old Joe Joyce. Last payday for Chistora.
Yeah. He's going to fight who?
I reckon he's going to fight Chistora next. I reckon that's going to be on the card.
That's what I said the other day, straight after me and Kent. The hardcore's hardcore. We said, well, you could see that because Derek was strutting about the Queensbury show, high-fiving Frank Warren and Andy Ayling and all them people, like he'd never been away from Queensbury. And I heard people were like, fuck it, Derek, now he's got nowhere to go. Derek were back there with, you know what Derek got? Listen, mate. Chisora was strutting about there with begging bowls like Oliver Twist, mate. Please, sir, more. Nowhere to go, mate. So he went back there grovelling. This is what these people do. They've got no morals whatsoever, but it's going to be interesting to see Caldwell in corner on a Queensbury show, isn't it?
Yeah, I never thought of that.
In that right, Penfold, I know you're watching.
I hate to be him at the minute. I'd hate to be him at the minute. I'd hate to be him.
I'm a fucker, me, you know. No wonder my dad kicked me out at 16. Get gone. My dad was like that, get gone. He was sick of having to come home and take the belt off to me. He got to the stage where I just...
Didn't hurt, Dad.
I was giving it him. I was taking mine off. No, Dave Caldwell, come see me. I've got a 9-year-old next door wants to flog you. What do you think about Tony Bellew at the DAZN launch party? And somebody saying, Tony, you're a legend. Who'd paid for him? Who'd paid him to say that? That guy who said that. Did you see it?
Right. It's just too much hula. I thought that DAZN party was a bit dead. It was just like it felt. Well, do you know what? I felt it was like everyone. It was like everyone had to turn up, sort of thing. It wasn't relaxed.
No.
Yeah, you went.
Turn a potato apart on the hard road. Pop, pop, bang! Pop, pop, bang! End of. Good night. Give me them belts back that you stole, you bum. Moving on then from the adventures of Bad Max out of a fucking breadcrumb. Max, you've got out of a breadcrumb. You know when Big Shane gets you, he's going to flog you.
Oh yeah, I'm really scared.
Big
I'm
Shane,
about as scared.
Big Shane's going to flog you.
Anything.
Big Shane eats people, you know. Big Shane eats people.
Do you know what? He has to come out. He's got to come out under his little rock, innit, he, to do that first.
What do you think about the Canelo Caleb Plant situation? Do you think that Eddie's going to get that over the line, or do you think that there's no money in the pot at DAZN? Because there's a lot of people in boxing at the moment are saying, have DAZN got any money? They keep doing all these launches and keep making a lot of noise, but they're not winning purse bids and they're not delivering. Tell me a fighter that DAZN have got and that they're delivering for him. Who are they delivering for? I mean, I'm hearing rumours that Devin Haney's not happy at the moment. I mean, where is Eddie Hearn heading with this? Is he just using it as a vehicle to promote Eddie Hearn or Eddie Hills, the 4-0 Iceman, free by way of BILLERICAY Iceman? Or is it are they just papering over cracks? What do you think, Mad Max, with the Volvo fucking out of a breadcrumb?
Is that like my tag? Is that what we're going to call it when I come out to the ring? The heart of the breadcrumb.
Mad Max with the Volvo, fucking heart, and then everybody will go, yes, Mad Max is here with Volvo, fucking heart of a breadcrumb. Max, it's a bit of banter, get over it, mate. Nobody even fucking knew you till you emailed me. Now you're on billboards all over Manchester. I made you into a star. Stick with me, son. I'll do my Dennis impression. Stick with me, Russ. I'll turn you into a star. Yeah, okay, Dennis. I've been fucking famous since I was 14.
Right. The problem is, right, DAZN. What is it? The budgeted, is it 100? Was it the 20 million a year they're getting to make fights?
Right, let me just stop you there. Eddie Hearn gets 20 million a year. Out of that 20 million, he's got to put so many shows on. He's got to spread that money. So if he's got, it depends how many shows he's got. If he's got 20 shows, it's $1 million a show, TV rights. But he hasn't. I think he's got a lot more than that. Eddie will try and sell the hell out of the shows like he used to do with Sky. And this is why he's so good. This is why he's out there all the time. But he's stuck in that salesman mode. He's been stuck in it too long. If it's a shit fight, Eddie just sells it as a pound for pound fight, but it's overkill. For example, look how many fights have been pulled off tonight's show. Conor Benn's been pulled off. Shannon Courtney's world title has been pulled off. But Eddie's still saying it's a fantastic lineup and a stacked card. It isn't stacked when you've got Campbell Hatton, a novice and a poor novice. Eddie Hardy from Woodlands in Doncaster punched him upside down, Campbell Hatton. Punched him upside down. Everybody in the area boxing for terms.
That in the ABA?
In the CABGs, or whatever they call it, you know that?
Yeah.
Punched him upside down, mate. Now, everybody knows, what is he, 20 and 20 as an amateur? So they turned him pro. Instead of leaving him amateur to learn, they turned him pro because they want to get, because they realise that he might get knocked out in amateurs. Now, they've got Campbell Hatton on there. He is dog shit. If he wasn't called Campbell Hatton, nobody would give a toss about him. He's dog shit, mate. But he's a boxer, so he deserves respect. Who else is on there? Kanzu and Lee Wood. That's a world champion against the Commonwealth stroke British level guy. Lee Wood's overmatched. If he flukes that, he'll be fighter at year with border control. If he wins that tonight, personally, I think he gets beat and his trainer gets found out. And then you've got the rest of the card. It's very, very poor. It's a very poor Sky non-pay-per-view show, but because they're dressing it up in a back garden and 800 quid a ticket, bit of champagne and a bit of glitz and glamour, it's taken away from what we're watching. The sport is called boxing. It's not nightclubs and social events. It's fucking boxing. What's on the show? What's the lineup? What are the fights? It's shite. It's shite and it's in front of our eyes. And what they're doing, they're trying to create a niche in the market for wealthy people to go to boxing events and mix with other wealthy people and do a lot of business. Because that's what's going on. I've heard back, mate. There's people doing a lot of business with other people who are there. And it's all it is a load of people, and everybody that's there can afford an 800 quid ticket, so they've all got a few quid, so they all want to be around rich people or richer people. But the man in the streets being priced out of it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, because what was it? To go to Matchroom headquarters when you're doing what, 750 quid a ticket or something?
800
stupid.
Max, let me just correct you. All these fucking people saying it's 750. You know I've got OCD. It's 800 with booking fee. So get it right, Max. You're fucking out of a breadcrumb.
Oh, sorry, Paul. So only 50 quid out. We count the VAT.
Listen, if you ring up for tickets, it's 800 sovs. 800 in readies. So if you're taking your missus, it's 1,600 quid. So you can be elitist. We're elitist. New fucking world order. Do me a favour. And what we're going to get now, we're going to get Bricktop charging 800 a show in his garden.
No, you know what? They're trying to dress it up, isn't it? He's made that move to DAZN. He's trying to dress it up. He's trying to make out the better fights. I've got a bigger budget. He hasn't, and problem is Eddie Eels. He's come away from Sky Sports thinking, oh, right, I've got a back way in with DAZN, thinking, yeah, I've got more free range. He hasn't. Yeah, the worst fights, if anything, aren't they? It's getting more watered down as we speak.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Just checking the t-shirt. Yeah, go on. What do you think about Sandy Ryan? Does she fight tonight?
Yeah.
Have a look on. Get list up.
Yeah. All right, Matchroom. So the undercard, it's changed so much since, because wasn't one of the fights not televised? It's before it was televised. So you got Tommy McCarthy v Chris Bellum Smith. You got Cameron v some nobody. Fowler, I don't mind that fight. But then you got Yildirim v Cullen. But yeah, Sandy Ryan v Kirsty Bavington.
Couldn't forget Dennis today, could we?
Oh. Have you got one in a triple XL?
Would you want one of these as well?
Yeah, I'll have one. We could do this together, Porks. You know what I mean? We could wear one together when we do these Zoom chats. I'd like one. Feel left out.
Good morning, Dennis. How are you doing? I know you're sleeping it off. Good luck with your show tonight in Hamilton, Scotland. What do you think about Dominic Ingle as a trainer?
Corrupt as they come, isn't he? You know, he gets away with murder. If that was anything else on the doping, like what is it? 2, 3 people he's been caught with now, trainers, and you can turn around and say, oh yeah, I'm not with him 24 hours. If you're with a fighter, and I can tell you now, if Joe Gallagher, right, Joe Gallagher will know instantly if any of his lads or lasses are on something, because he won't miss a trick, that guy, right? And you're telling me Dominic Ingle don't spend enough time with them? We've seen how it operates in Joe Gallagher, all round, and he's microscoping them. He's keeping an eye on all of them, and he don't fuck around. You're telling me Dominic Ingle ain't keeping an eye on them? He knows he's putting stuff on. I think he has a say in advising them. So that's my personal opinion. And he just, when it comes to it, he'll say, oh, I don't know what he does at home. Yeah, all right, Dom. Come on. Play the white man.
I could ruin him, you know. I could ruin Flex with a billboard in Sheffield, you know. I know where there's 4 slots where I could put them up. I had one outside Sheffield United ground a few years ago. I've had one in Doncaster, but Dominic, if you ever fucking bother me, mate, so much as dream about me, I'll put a billboard up in Sheffield and run you out of town, mate. You better fucking get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
No, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. But we're going to see.
I think I've got an inkling what you're doing. It's horrendous. I'm not going to say anything. I'll keep my gob shut.
I've got big enough balls to fucking take this lot on Nielsen, mate. Fucking hell. After porridge I've done, these lot are a luxury, mate.
Caleb Plant and Canelo. Who wins that fight?
Caleb Plant and Canelo. I think Canelo beats him, mate. I think it goes to points, though, because I think he's a tough kid. I think he's a tough guy.
Caleb Plant. Right. Look, he's great. He is good. I've watched plenty of his fights now. I don't know what you do, Paul. When I look at opponents he's fought, his last three, I think one of them he's lost to James DeGale, and I'm thinking, you know, I think Canelo knocks him out. You know.
Caleb Plant's lost to James DeGale.
No. Sorry, I read. So he's fought against us.
That was true.
No, so when. Yeah.
Max, right, you're fucking talking. Offer me a prick. Right, get James DeGale's record up on your computer. I'm sure Caleb Plant hadn't fought James DeGale. I thought it was true.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. No. Like, so his previous three, like one of them's lost to like James DeGale and lower opponents. That's what I mean. And he's taken on opponents like that who've lost to James DeGale. I think it's his last one. I'll tell you who it was. And that's what I look at. They're the opponents he's fought and who they fought. You know what I mean? To rectify, to be in the ring with him. You know, that's how I sort of go on. So I'll tell you who it is. Yeah, so Caleb Truax, that last one is for.
Yeah, Truax. So, did he fight Jermaine Taylor, Caleb Truax? He did, didn't he? He got beat by Jermaine Taylor, didn't he?
Lost to Daniel Jacobs, Anthony Durrell. Lost to James DeGale. He won against James DeGale, and he had the rematch against him.
Max, listen to me, right? Did he lose to Jermaine Taylor?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I thought he did. Yeah. Well, he's mixed in good company, but he beat DeGale, then lost to DeGale, didn't he?
Yeah.
DeGale then vacated, did he?
Yeah, that's right.
And fought Eubank for IBO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean.
Do you see Chris Eubank Jr. right getting a fight with Canelo Alvarez? Because I'm going to mention this now. I want me to mention it. His name is being quietly whispered for Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. Do you see that fight coming off?
Yeah. Because he's a Eubank. If he weren't a Eubank, maybe not. But I just think he's got a bit of prestige around him, and especially Roy Jones Jr. taking him on. You know, I can see it happening. But he needs better. No disrespect to Marcus Morrison, because Marcus Morrison. I mean, I don't know your opinion on that. I thought he was always in that fight, Marcus Morrison.
I thought he did all right. You know, he obviously experience cost him, didn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, he would always he was losing rounds, but he was doing well in some of the rounds, and he's got something to build on with that. I think Marcus Morrison. What a lovely kid as well.
He is nice. Kid's humble. Very nice lad.
You know what I heard about him? I've heard he could have been a professional footballer with Man City, and he could have been a sprinter. So he ended up choosing boxing. So that's a good choice, isn't it? He's one of them kids that probably turn his hand to anything, isn't he?
Natural.
You know what I mean? But, so can you see Chris Eubank Jr. fighting? And we're going to do a video on its own for this, but we'll talk about it now. We spoke about it. I suppose we could use this as a headline. Do you see Chris Eubank Jr. agreeing to fight Canelo? Because Eddie's struggling to deliver for Canelo, isn't he?
The money's got to be right, isn't it? I can see Canelo fucking off by himself, you know. I can see him just getting fed up. But he doesn't need Eddie Hearn, does he? Like Mayweather, he didn't need people in the end. Canelo's bigger than Eddie Hearn and DAZN. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
Did you get that relationship? Why Canelo would be in there? I'm not sure DAZN would take Eddie on if he didn't have Canelo under his bracket. Personally,
You reckon?
yeah, I don't think DAZN would have bothered with him because who else has he got? He ain't got AJ. Who else has he got? Any good?
Yeah. 2 secs. Yeah, yeah. Do you see James DeGale coming back?
Made one payday. But who though? Who would it be? You know, it's one of them, isn't it? It's he's going to start speaking like Scooby Doo, isn't he? Like that. Oh, Mickey's athletic. You like that top, don't you? There's certain tops you love.
Eh?
There's certain tops you love. You love that top, don't you? You really
Well,
happy
I've
with
only
that?
had it. I had it that long. Mickey's athletic. Mick Wales.
Yeah, you love that top.
I do like it. I do like it. Yeah, I had it on the day.
Yeah.
Okay then. The Gad, Gareth A. Davis. Is he a dangerous man on the loose at after parties, and does he need tagging? Yes or no?
he needs more than tagging. He's chained into the radiator. Fuck. He's not allowed out after fucking 3 p.m. That lad. He's allowed out the hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and he'd be done with it. He's not allowed to be.
Which American billionaire who's now dead would you compare the Gad to?
Jeffrey Epstein.
You said that, not me. Gareth A. Davis, if you're watching me, you're a fucking dodgy cunt. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right, Gad. He gets good beak. Can you imagine the Gad on the billboard? That'd be a good billboard, wouldn't it? The Gad, Steffi Bull, Frank Smith, Big John Fury, big fighting man on hard road. All them lot on the billboard would be a good one, wouldn't it? And Anna Woolhouse.
Yeah.
Anna Woolhouse has Anna Woolhouse been sacked at Sky?
I don't know what the crack is with her.
I've been told that she's not involved with boxing no more. Apparently, I don't know what's happened.
I'll tell you what. If your daughter was Ebony Bridges, right, and Gareth A. Davis did what he did to her, what would you do?
Punch fuck out of him, and I'd ground her for a fucking month. I would chain her to the radiator. She wouldn't be allowed out ever, right? And he would be in a shallow grave in a forest somewhere. My daughter came downstairs a few weeks ago, 8-year-old, and said, "What do you think to this I'm wearing, Dad?" I went, "Go up them stairs. Get that off." So I've got it all to come. I know in about 10 years. Well, I've got it all to come in about 8 years.
I think 5 years.
Well, if Gareth A. Davis did that to my daughter, there'd be problems, but I don't think my daughter would behave like that. And I think Ebony Bridges, I think she's very manipulative with the press. She knows what she's doing. I mean, what sort of person's got fake knockers like her? And you want a boxer, because surely you're going to get punched there, aren't you? And in the old, she's going to be vulnerable around that area. So she knows what she's doing. Look, she's not that good a boxer, is she? Anyway, but she were ranked 9, Courtney 8 and 9 fought for a vacant belt. That's how poor it is. But if she can pinch a few quid, that's what it's all about. And this pinching a few quid, these boxers, because of social media, are now not boxers, they're business people now. They're treating it as a business. And they're dodging certain fights and it's risk reward and things like that. And Ebony Bridges, in my opinion, is what's wrong with women's boxing and what's wrong with boxing as a whole. But you can't knock her for trying. And she got punched about by Shannon Corney. Her face were out here. But they didn't stop it, did they?
I didn't think Shannon Courtney were on her best game. I thought she let her inside a couple of times. I thought she didn't perform her best ability, Shannon Courtney. I thought the last fight before that was a lot better. But yeah, you know, if she bought her A game, imagine what she can do to Ebony Bridges. You know, Christ. But,
yeah. Daniel Dubois. What next for him? Does he win a world title? He's in a good position at the moment, very, very highly ranked. Is he mandatory or number one ranked? The mandatory's not been called.
Too early for him. Too early for him.
Do you feel that Joe Joyce didn't look great against Takam and that his win over Daniel Dubois is not that good because of the performance Takam put in? Do you feel that Daniel Dubois was really novice-y? Do you think he lasted that long because of his heart?
It's a tough one, that, isn't it? Yeah. Joe Joyce, right? We know he's not pretty to look at, right? We all know he's never going to be this bloody fantastic artist, and you know, like you say, he's a Frankenstein. That's all he's going to be. Yeah. I think he's impossible to fucking knock out. Yeah. Joe Joyce, that's a fact. Okay, probably 2 or 3 good fights left in him, and he's going to try and get a world title. That's him, right? Daniel Dubois is a baby still. And I think Daniel Dubois, personally, I think Shane McGuigan is the wrong trainer for him.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Mark Tibbs would have brought him on better. He needs an older man in his corner. But this is where the parent, his dad, is always in their ear roll. Yeah. Daniel. You know, it's no good.
Yeah.
And I think it derails fighters a little bit. So likes of Chris Eubank, a perfect example, couldn't gel with trainers. You know, Roy Jones seems to maybe get a bit of a grip of him. You know, but this is what the fathers need to step back a bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some of them. So they can develop. In my case, again, Peter Fury and Hughie Fury, I think maybe a separation. I know it would never happen, but Hughie would benefit going with someone else who's well-renowned just to maybe a year. And it won't be no disrespect to Peter, because you know and I know when you're trying to listen to a family member, you don't always listen 100%, or you think, oh, okay, Dad, yeah, I mean, you know. So sometimes taking that move away can be beneficial. You know what I mean?
What are you saying, that Hughie should leave his dad?
I think as on the advice of Peter picking the trainer, yeah.
Or are you saying that Peter should bring somebody in to teach you different things and work alongside him?
Yeah, something. Because I mean, look, Peter, I rate him. I think he's as good as Joe Gallagher in some ways, or you know, I think he's an artist trainer. You know, because Tyson wouldn't be where he is without Peter. Let's face it. And Peter, you know, look at what he's done with Savannah. But I just think Hughie's just been under there too much, and bringing someone in, a different aspect, maybe someone to train, you know, to take opponents out, that sort of style would benefit him. Yeah, the movement's there, everything's there, but for that venom and sharpness to take that opponent out. And I think that's what's missing from Hughie's game, you know.
Okay. Okie dokie then. Well, listen, thank you for coming on. Mad Max with the Volvo. Fucking out of a breadcrumb. This
Where's
is
my hat?
There's a hat. Well, I think he only got 2, but I'll ask him. You have to ask him. You got his number. I think this is video 41 for the month. There's 29 on YouTube, 10 on the members for this month, and there's the weapon of the week I've just done this morning, and this one. I don't know when these are going to go out. I think it might be today, these 2, or it might be tomorrow. It depends. But it's been a good month for us. July, not the best productive month because we've done more videos on this in other months, but May were fantastic. But it's been a good month. We've got a lot done. And there's things on the horizon with the channel that are very exciting, so it's all good. It's all good stuff. You know a bit about what's going on behind the scenes, but you know this.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm fucking coming on you down, you cunt.
Yeah, I want another road trip. I mean, I want another Max and Porky road trip.
Is that what you want? Do you like that one that I did the other morning Which Manchester? You like that one?
Yeah. You just, do you know what? I just need an oxygen tent when I'm driving. I just need an oxygen tent when I'm with you. It's fucking ridiculous, the shit you say.
I'll make you laugh.
Well, we can't help it.
You know when I go out for a pint, mate, you know landlords, they say, I'll get this drink for you, Porky, and they ring people and say, he's out. The next thing, pub just fills up. So, right. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
you're a good lad, you, Max. I like it. I'll give you loads of stick in that, but you take it on chin. You're all right. You know I don't mean any harm. I've got no bad in my heart towards you. But I do think that you're not a favourite against Shane.
Well, we'll see. I hope you can dig deep.
A century. I'll have to dip in. I've got a bag of sand here. I've got a bag of sand here towards this reward for John Fury. So I'm gonna. I'll have to dip into that, won't I?
I've got a question for you. Got a question for you. Where's Dennis the Spider?
I'll let him go. I'll freed him because somebody were emailing me constantly, going on about it, and I felt, oh yeah, I suppose he's right. I wouldn't like to be trapped. I didn't like to be trapped in a prison cell all them years, so I wouldn't like to be trapped in a jar. So I'll freed him. Okay. Free. So he's around here in factory somewhere. I don't know whereabouts, but probably been eaten now by rats or something because there's a rat in here somewhere. Big thing like that. Tony Bellew.
I nearly said that myself.
Tony Bellew. So, all right then, mate. What you got planned for the rest of the day, Max?
Working a bit. I've got a sparring later at 12. Harry's organised it, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not looking forward to it, to be fair, because there's some fucking horrible lumps. And I'll probably go out with the lass tonight, just for a meal or something. Try to be healthy-ish. And wait for that next opponent, I think. 12 weeks.
All right. Well, I'm going to take my dog for a walk. He's been groomed and he's had his nails, and he kept trying to bite me while I was trying to shave him, so I had to take him and have him put to sleep to do it. I will take him for a walk. I used to take him on a longish walk on a Saturday. We usually get sludged up through Oakwoods over cow fields and golf courses. I let him have a turn out on golf course because I'm banned from the local pub there. So I let him have a turn out on golf course, and I don't pick it up. Can't take me anywhere, can you? So he has a good turn out there. If he tries to have one in any other direction, I keep him running. Come on, go! I wait till we get to 18th hole, and then I say, go on then, have a turn out. So have a turn out. We get sludged up, then we have a bath together. I get it bath, I put him in front of me, we all get soaked up, I shower him off. If he's easy to dry now, he's bald. And then that's it. I'm just going to probably chill out and answer all the emails and bits and bobs. I might even have a look at the Eld for reviews, you know, the vile comments for a bit of a laugh. You know, I like to have my ego to kill, but I also like to know what's been said. So I do get around to them, but I like to let them build up till there's about 1,000. Then I have a few hours on it, just tickling me. I like to know what sort of people there are in society. Let me tell you this: there's some scary people. People are scary. What about putting my head in an oven? One of them, other day, I'm going to get you, Porky. We're going to burn you. I'm going to put your head in an oven. Scary. I'm just glad that we have got prisons in this country and mental institutions. Yeah, wow. If we didn't have it, it'd be a scary place. Other than that, I'm all right. No, a bit of fresh air, a bit of a Warwick dog. Probably have another shake later. I might even have a jacket taken. And that's about it. So, all right then, Max.
All right, mate. No worries.
Peace out. Keep on trucking, keep sporting boxing. Don't have nightmares, Max, and don't forget to hit the members button below. And if it's not on your iPhone, do it on your computer. You take care, Max. Peace out.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. Bye.